investigative journalism, election-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated journalists who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Stolen Elections Unit. These are their stories.
I'm sitting here with Greg Palast, the journalist who has written 2 books which are must-reads, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy, and his latest, Armed Madhouse, which, as I said earlier, is not recommended reading, essential reading. Greg has a new film, a documentary with the likes of one of my other heroes, Robert Kennedy Jr., and it's called The Election Files, The Theft of 2008. And Catherine Harris, again, has said that Greg is twisted and maniacal. That's like 5 stars from from the Academy. From the BBC and Democracy Now! Reports, Greg Palast Investigates. And this is a DVD that you can get
at gregpalast.com.
gregpalast.com.
Only for
A-L-A-S-T. And this is our job, is to educate ourselves. Most people vote for emotional reasons. I think this election should be a more well thought out, and not just your emotions.
You're not just one of those bitter, God-fearing, gun-toting.
I
don't
think,
like people other than yourself.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people are bitter in this country when they have to go to the gas tank, when they don't have health care, when they have a relative wounded in Iraq, when they know that the government has been deceiving them. I think bitter might even be too mild a word. Greg, I wanted to ask you, you've been sending chills up and down our spine here about how the American press gets real information and then somehow finds a way not to use it. What can we expect in this next election? As you've pointed out better than anyone, in 2000 and 2004, minorities were vote was suppressed. People were discouraged from voting. People were called up and told the wrong voting place or the wrong day. If someone had a parking ticket, they were afraid to go in because they got calls. There were state troopers with the lights on outside of polling booths in Florida, intimidating people. Where? I have several questions. Let me take your time. Where's the outrage? Why isn't this a bigger story? It seems to come in and out vaguely. Oh, the suppression of votes and these what do you call them? Those robocalls, those push balls.
Well, and we have things called caging and false purging.
Is caging technically illegal or technically legal, or is it?
According to the law professor Robert Kennedy, it's a go to jail, breaking rocks on a chain gang crime, Mr. Rove.
Tell me exactly what caging is for those of us that don't know, and why it's illegal.
Okay, here's the game that was played. Okay. We know, directed out of Karl Rove's office, and I got the evidence, literally got Rove's office emails, okay? We got the evidence sitting there, and we broadcast it on BBC, which is that they sent out hundreds of thousands of letters to voters that they knew wouldn't be there at the registered home address. When the letters came back marked voter not there, no addressee not that address or whatever, came back, they'd say, aha, fraudulent voter, and challenge it. Now, that may sound fair, except for one thing. Who are they attacking? The first group, we looked at the addresses, men at homeless shelters. They don't always receive their mail, okay? But you still get a vote if you sleep on a park bench. Second, black students. Black students who sent to their college registered addresses in August, where they might not be there, when the schools are closed. And you'll love this one. The biggest single group I found were soldiers.
I've heard
sent overseas. Soldiers sent overseas. They got a letter at their home address. Do not forward. It went back. And the Republicans challenged their vote. They'd send in their absentee ballot from Baghdad. They wouldn't even know that they lost their vote. It would just be chucked away, those absentee ballots that they sent in. They didn't even know it. And it was targeted at minority voters, black and brown voters. They got these letters. In other words, go to Baghdad, lose your vote.
It didn't matter if the soldiers were black or white, just that they weren't there, and they were fearful that voters would vote Democrat. I mean, the soldiers would vote Democrat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Not even a question about that.
We're going to continue on this very chilling educational vibe here. We're with Greg Palast, the wonderful reporter who is giving us a Palast. I'm sorry. This is Richard Belzer. No, Richard Belzer with Greg Palast at Air America. We're all Americans. It's 866-303-2270. If you want to talk to Greg, stay tuned. Tell your friends we're on. We need to spread the word. We need to really save this democracy.